Alright, what's up family? Spencer-Mack here. Super excited to share this one with you. We all know this wonderful piece of equipment, but the thing I want to share today is on the opposite end of the spectrum of this kind of hormetic stress. A hormetic stress is a beneficial stress response that our body gets, like from exercise, like from fasting, like from heat-induced triggers to our metabolism. But the other end of this, first off, let me give a shout out and a big thanks to my brother Daniel Eisenman for introducing this idea. Check out this next level upgraded piece of technology. Freezer converted to a cold plunge. Woo, baby, I've been really enjoying this one. It's been a missing element for me is the cold, right? I've got a lot of heat shock therapy in my past, a lot of sauna, plenty of that, but the cold therapy. So that is just such an ingenious way. The individual Wim Hof has made cold therapy a very well-known thing. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. Cryotherapy is a big thing now. You can go to these different places that have cryotherapy systems that basically cool your body down to an extremely low temperature. But all of that isn't necessary. There's a cheap and manageable way to do that. And that is like this. You get yourself an old used deep chest freezer and convert it into a cold tub. This guy is we keep him around 50 degrees, and once he gets down there, it's really energy efficient. We're gonna get a liner for it and ozonate the thing from time to time. That'll be awesome. You know, you gotta clean it out every few days the way it is, working on ways to upgrade that. But let me just go off for a minute about the benefits of cold therapy, because they are many. I like to use it first thing in the morning as a way to trigger and wake my whole body up. I find it almost warms me up in the sense that all of my muscles are engaged before I even start my morning training. I always go through all my joints and just wake my body up, wake my breath up. And if I go do the cold plunge first, I find that when I go to do something like a push-up or a squat, all of my joints already feel like they've been awakened. It initiates all of even the smallest muscles in your body from the cold. So what this also does is contraction is an excellent exercise for your lymph system. So it squeezes your lymph out, helps flush the lymph, stimulates beneficial immune factors, triggers the production of immune enzymes such as superoxide dismutase and different forms of glutathione, some of our most powerful antioxidants in our body. Produces a beneficial immune response to produce more white blood cells. After continuous use of cold therapy, we have an elevated level of killer T cells as well, known to kill cancer cells and other dangerous cells in our body. So it boosts our immune response, triggers a beneficial neuroregenerative effect, which is interesting. It triggers certain hormones that stimulate the genesis of connections between our neurons. Pretty fascinating. So it's also very beneficial for inflammation, which could potentially be or is at the source of pretty much every disease that we have. Very beneficial for arthritis. Helps you to flush out the system of lactic acid and heal from training faster. With that said, an interesting note, they've done studies that if you go and do some high intensity training and you generate what's known as a beneficial hormetic response of a pro-inflammatory response from your high intensity lifts, you actually want to leave some time to get the benefits of the shock that you put on your system, right? So when you train really heavy, you don't want to jump straight into the cold plunge because you can lose some of the beneficial effects that you get from that inflammation that you've triggered. So wait at least an hour is what I'm on to right now, after you train, before you jump in the cold plunge. I'm in the mode of training, sauna, cold plunge is my pattern right now in the evening. Freaking fantastic. What else does this guy do for us? This is the main thing, mitochondrial biogenesis. Check that one out. It actually increases the amount of brown fat that we have, all right? It's brown fat, I believe that's, am I calling it the right thing? So basically, when you look at our fat deposits under a microscope, the more mitochondria they have, they start to look more brown. So it increases the amount of mitochondria per cell that we have in our body the more that we do cold therapy. Fantastic. So what that means is you're able to produce more ATP, you have more engines to run on your body. Fascinating stuff. Man, for me, it's an amazing psychological meditational technique as well, because to sit in there and to relax is the key. When we have tension, we're bringing heat to our muscles and we're losing energy. So the more we can actually relax into the discomfort, the longer we can stay in there. And as I said, Wim Hof, I believe I brought him up already. Wim Hof has his techniques. He uses cold therapy along with this breathing technique. And you can really see how, as he says, the cold taught me how to breathe. How, if you just witness your body response and relax, how that breath, his breath work, comes in naturally, breathing more towards the inhale and to the stomach. So it's an amazing tool to really learn to relax deeply in an uncomfortable situation. Also, when you get out of this sauna, there's an increase in dopamine. So we get this feel-good accomplishment, congratulatory space in ourselves after experiencing the cold plunge. Fascinating, awesome modality to add to our regimen, which is actually cheaper than getting one of these infrared saunas, right? Got this guy off of Craigslist for about 300 bucks, and it's relatively low cost to use. So fantastic piece of technology, highly recommend it. Get a hold of one and start plunging. I use it first thing in the morning to wake up, as I said. Just get used to just throwing yourself in there. Boom, you're wide awake. You start moving, move into like the body, move into the breath, and your mind is clear and you got the dopamine running and you're wide awake first thing in the morning. Amazing practice. Awesome, guys. Lots of love and enjoy. Peace.